What is this place?
Building a viral AI influencer brand requires a technical choice that defines the quality of your virtual creator. Today, we compare 4 industry leaders: Wan 2.6, Kling 2.6, Seedance 1.5 Pro, and Veo 3.1. All 4 models are now live on OpenArt, which is the only place providing access to these top-tier engines under a single subscription. This platform is the primary workspace for anyone serious about managing a professional AI influencer without jumping between multiple sites. Each model follows a distinct creative philosophy.
Veo 3.1 acts as world simulator,
focusing on how physics works in a cinematic environment. Wan 2.6 is a production powerhouse built for literal accuracy and high speed. Kling 2.6 focuses on visual fidelity and cinematic rendering with native audio. Seedance 1.5 Pro prioritizes audio-visual joint generation and emotional micro-expressions. OpenArt is the best tool for creating AI influencers because it lets you keep your characters consistent while swapping between these models effortlessly. You can use the Character 2.0 system to lock in your influencer's face with just one reference image. This ensures that whether you use Wan for an ad or Seedance for a vlog, your character remains recognizable to your audience. Let's start with our first side-by-side test.
Test A, the authenticity test, micro-expressions and natural speech.
We will use a social media dialogue prompt, a highly realistic close-up of a female influencer in her 20s with warm skin tones and natural freckles. She is speaking directly to the camera in a modern, sunlit studio. Her hair moves slightly in a gentle breeze. Her expression is friendly and expressive as she says, "Welcome to my world. I'm so glad you are here today."
Welcome to my world. I am so glad you are here today.
Welcome to my world, and I am so glad you are here today.
Welcome to my world. I am so glad you are here today.
Welcome to my world. I am so glad you are here today. And
Seedance 1.5 Pro takes the lead in this test. It is a powerhouse for character animation, supporting multi-character dialogue with highly accurate lip sync and micro-expressions. It captures subtle emotional shifts, like a slight swallow or widening eyes, which removes the typical AI stiffness from your influencer.
Veo 3.1 focuses on cinematic storytelling, thinking in terms of full scenes, lighting, and camera movement. It delivers natural body motion, realistic physics, and believable eye and head movement. Great for narrative-style influencer content that feels closer to real film than typical AI video. Kling 2.6 delivers stunning 1080p visuals for this prompt. It features native audio cogeneration, meaning the voice and mouth movements are generated together for better alignment. However, some users find the character movements can occasionally feel rigid compared to more specialized models. Wan 2.6 provides literal accuracy and excellent phoneme-level lip sync. It captures micro-gestures like eyebrow lifts perfectly, making it ideal for talking head content. It is also fast and efficient, which is vital for influencers who need to post multiple clips a day. Test B, the narrative test, cinematography. Now, we want a movie scene. We need a shot that tells a story without words. For the purposes of this test, we will use the following prompt. This prompt has powerful cinematic detail, dynamic movement, and strong emotional tension. And with this, we can find out how effectively the model handles atmosphere, lighting realism, character focus, and story depth in a single shot.
Kling 2.6 presents a highly immersive and realistic cyberpunk scene, excelling in environmental depth, spatial consistency, and convincing continuous camera movement. The rainy Tokyo street and neon reflections feel grounded and cinematic, creating a strong sense of place. Its main weakness lies in character performance. The emotional shift when the woman turns to face the camera feels restrained, and rain interaction on hair and fabric could be more pronounced to heighten tension. Veo 3.1 delivers the strongest narrative impact of the 4, with excellent facial expression, rain realism, and high-contrast noir lighting that clearly communicates fear and urgency. The anamorphic flares and color grading reinforce the cyberpunk tone effectively.
However, the environment feels slightly compressed and more staged, and the camera movement, while smooth and professional, lacks the organic unpredictability of a true Steadicam follow. Wan 2.6 stands out for visual polish, clean composition, and bold color contrast, especially in how the red dress separates from the teal-lit background. Neon reflections and puddles are aesthetically pleasing, but the shot suffers from weaker motion continuity and inconsistent emotional expression. As a result, it feels more like a collection of striking frames than a fully cohesive single-shot cinematic moment. Seedance 1.5 Pro delivers strong cinematic detail with controlled composition, smooth movement, and sustained emotional tension in a single shot. Its strengths lie in atmosphere and lighting, which enhance mood and depth while maintaining clear character focus and narrative intent. However, subtle realism remains a weakness, as some motion transitions, lighting gradients, and emotional expressions feel slightly artificial. In this cinematic face-off, Kling dominates realism, Veo delivers the strongest emotion, Wan impresses with visual polish, and Seedance balances mood and story but still needs finer realism refinement. Test C, the reality test, physics in action. For this test, we'll use the following prompt. This prompt stresses every model at once: physics, motion, lighting complexity, and tiny environmental details, making it perfect for exposing which engine delivers true cinematic realism. Wan 2.6 feels the closest to real footage. The character stays perfectly consistent, the knife has believable weight, and the slices move in mostly natural arcs. But the physics are still simplified. The knife doesn't really compress the pepper before cutting. The wrist absorbs almost no shock, and the pepper rarely tumbles or spins realistically. Steam looks good, but ignores hand movement, so it feels layered. Still, Wan 2.6 holds the illusion better than the others. Veo 3.1 looks beautiful and film-like, but the physical world doesn't fully cooperate. The knife keeps almost the same speed through the pepper. The board doesn't flex, and the vibration feels like camera shake instead of impact traveling through the surface. Pepper pieces slide unrealistically and sometimes stop too fast. Steam stays locked in place, and shadows briefly pop around the hands. Great presentation, but the physics feel staged. Seedance 1.5 impresses at first glance, but under scrutiny, the scene behaves like a staged animation. The knife glides through the pepper with nearly constant speed instead of slowing on contact, which removes all sense of resistance. The cutting board should flex and absorb shock, but instead, the camera vibrates while the board stays rigid, a giveaway that the vibration is artificially added. Pepper pieces often slide instead of bouncing off the surface, as if friction doesn't exist. And some pieces seem to stop unrealistically fast. Kling struggles the most under the reality test. Motion physics often feel inconsistent. The knife speed fluctuates unnaturally, and objects don't react convincingly when chopped. Slices hover, fall in odd patterns, or snap mid-air. Character consistency also tends to break, with subtle face and proportion shifts during motion, and shadows detach or jump at times. Even though Kling sometimes attempts more complex movement, those attempts expose more flaws, making it the least realistic of all four tools. We've pushed every model past its comfort zone: dialogue, cinematography, physics, and the lesson is simple. There is no single magic button. The future belongs to hybrid creators who know which engine to deploy and when. Seedance 1.5 is best when you need stable characters, controlled shots, and a clean cinematic look. Great for portraits, lifestyle visuals, and subtle rack-focus moments. Veo 3.1 shines for storytelling and cinematic pacing, with strong lens feel, mood, and lighting control, so it works well for narrative sequences and emotional scenes. Wan 2.6 is the pick when you want energy and motion, action-style shots, dynamic camera moves, and punchy short clips, even if realism bends. Kling 2.6 isn't the most realistic, but it's useful for experimenting with complex movement, camera ideas, and creative concepts where you're exploring possibilities rather than finishing polished shots. Building an AI influencer isn't about replacing creativity, it's about upgrading it. OpenArt becomes your command center,
turning guesswork into direction. The next wave of creators won't win with bigger budgets, but with sharper craft and the ability to deploy the right engine at the right time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.